Alright, we're back with our ghost story of Tiny Bunny, episode 2. And Rose wants to join. Rose, up! This is Rose. Rose, down. Episode 2, time to play with you. New school, new teachers, and most importantly, new classmates who I always have trouble connecting with. Like most other kids with glasses, probably. Glasses kids are cool. I forced myself to get out of my warm bed. Oh, I feel that. Dad would usually drive me to my old school, but this morning the bedroom of my parents was silent. Are they dead? Did they sleep in? Maybe it was a good thing. I didn't want to get the daddy's boy's reputation from day one. My parents were probably still tucked in, dreaming about the good old days, when everything was simple and easy. Sweet dreams, even if far removed from reality. I sneaked silently out of the first floor so I wouldn't wake up anybody, especially this peacefully sleeping Olya. I did my best to step on the middle of every floorboard. Does that work? I used to play like this even in our old apartment. If my soles touched the space between floorboards, it counted as stepping into lava. The clock was spurring me on with its hands. I needed to hurry, faster, faster. I was too fast, so I needed to circle the hallway once again. Boiling lava was bursting out of the cracks between the floorboards. I needed to watch my step to survive at any cost. Hippity hop like a frog jumping on molehills, like a fearful bunny in a grave full of wolves. If you like this, see Watership Down by Richard Adams. I made a sandwich in the kitchen, shoved it down my throat, and drank it down with cold tea. My appetite was as good as if someone being led to the scaffold toward the guillotine. I lowered my gaze and saw that one of my feet was standing on 2 floorboards at the same time. Uh-oh, you touched lava. Burnt to a crisp, huh? I moved my foot. Disgusting little snakes writhed in my belly, the fear of getting hit and being called nasty names. The clock ticked. I need to go. It was dark outside, fitting for an early winter morning. The darkness never fully left the houses around here. I took my time tying my shoes, buttoning up the puffy down coat, trying to delay my unpleasant exit into the semi-dark, into the unnerving unknown. I rubbed my glasses for good luck, though I couldn't remember a single time these thick pieces of glass brought me any good fortune. The sky was akin to a giant bruise. Wow, that's poetic. On the east side of it, a black cloud was swelling up. It licked up stars from the sky and extinguished the rising sun. Darkness was plastered all over the treetops. The cautious cries of birds got tangled up in the thicket. I locked the front door with the long key that I wore around my neck. My parents made me wear this noose, afraid that I, being a total klutz that I am, could lose the key otherwise. I've actually done that to the skeleton key at my old dad's house. The wind whizzed on the other side of the gate. It invited me into my new life, towards dubious adventures. And tagged, ad break incoming in 1 minute. Hit that follow and subscribe button for uninterrupted streaming. and tagged along like an old buddy pushing me in the back. Wide shadows that pines threw out covered a third of the clearing. Upon reaching the edge of the forest, I hid my nose in the coat's collar. I was squeezing through the thin fire break, my hair ruffled up and my back hunched over. Tall trees stood on both sides of the tiny trail. The snowy blanket rustled under my feet, and the canopy of intertwined branches above my head cut me off from the already sparse starlight. The night had no plans of moving away from the forest. In this darkness, trees reminded me of shaggy old women that smelled of burial earth. Their trunks turned into cracked, wrinkled faces with holes in the middle of their mouths. If I lost focus even for a moment, mold-covered witches would drag me into the forest steps. Then my parents would be walking around on these parts, screaming my name. But the dead can't answer the living. Or can they? A sense of panic was growing in my chest. I was fine with Dad carrying me into the school in his hands by now if it saved me from watching the darkness rise up in the ravines like black dough. It felt like someone jumped into the bushes behind me, so I turned around. As soon as I started walking faster, I heard the snow squeak behind me. The forest took a deep breath with its giant lungs. The windfall cracked. Bless you. The wind and birds were left behind in the field. Now I could only hear the forest creak. I walked, listening closely, and the unseen presence grew stronger, as if someone was following me, trying to match the pace of my footsteps. I turned my head so fast it made my neck crunch. Rose, could you find another toy, please? You're ruining the mood. A tiny trail behind me disappeared into the darkness. I love you. Come here. Up. Up. Doggy break. Tree branches overlapped, forming a natural tunnel. Who's there? The question escaped my lips and dissolved into the unending, creaking sound of the wooden idols, the pines around me. Why did I think going through the forest alone was a good idea? I'm either going mad, or someone had intentionally lured me away from home. Distant lights granted me a smidgen of hope. A country road. Oh, great, a country road. Nothing ever bad happened on a country road. I ran there as fast as I could, as if afraid that the trail will shrink. Clawed hands will grip me by my shoulders, turn me around, and make me look at the faces of hungry forest denizens. In the end, nobody stopped me. I almost flew to the decrepit wooden bridge, disbelieving my luck. The bridge's supports, bathed in the spring, tarry and ice cold. I don't know how to read that. I put my hands on my knees and looked up at the forest, then snorted, trying to calm my breathing. The thicket was pretending to be asleep. It looked peaceful, lifeless. The remaining part of my commute lay through a snow-laden road, illuminated by sparse lamplights. I'll give this game a pass because it's Russian, and it's doing multiple languages. I chased away bad thoughts and ran as fast as I could. from one circle of light to another, seeking protection from electric lamps. Just like in that game where you need to be the first to proclaim, I'm protected. What game? Tag. I love foreign games. It's just in this case, that protection was flimsy at best, with the darkness writhing outside its bounds. Then I noticed something remarkably eerie. I almost drank my microphone. In a place where the light from an inclined lamp couldn't reach, a hairy, crooked shadow came alive with a guttural roar. It almost felt like its features deterred light. Its unnatural pose instilled fear. My eyes almost popped out of their sockets as I just stood there blinking, trying to chase away that illusion. It looks like it's wearing a coat. But the shadow didn't disappear and even got closer. My insides were gripped by horror. I stepped back and almost fell into a snow pile. The black silhouette, on the other hand, straightened up and addressed me in a sweet voice.
Чего крадешься? Душу мою украсть хочешь?
Sneaking around, huh? Trying to steal my soul? Words got stuck in my throat. Who could be talking in such a silky voice here between the forest and the dormant village?
Чего молчишь, несмышленыш?
Will you say something, dummy?
Язык вырвали?
A cat got your tongue?
Слушай, а я
All
тебе
right.
еще и нос откушу.
I'll bite off your nose, then.
Будешь знать, как совать его в чужие дела.
That'll teach you not to poke it in places it doesn't belong. A girl stood before me, judging from the voice and the silhouette. Really? Girls look like that to you? But I couldn't even reprimand myself for getting scared by a girl before noticing a gaping mouth underneath her hood with something dangerously shiny inside. I was stunned. Yeah, that's not a girl. I mean, it might be a girl, but it's a girl fox. From the cavity of her hood, a frighteningly real fox face was staring straight at me. It's just her jaws weren't moving and her eyes weren't blinking. A mask? It's just a girl with a fox mask on. At least I wanted to think that. After a surprise like that, a nervous smile involuntarily crept to my face.
А я
I was just
просто в школу иду.
going to school, and then you...
Что я?
What about me?
Никогда не видел, как лиса собаку кормит?
Never seen a fox feed a dog? And indeed, there was a small dog circling the girl's legs. One of the strays that were chasing me yesterday, probably.
Извини, я не хотел.
Sorry, I didn't mean to. After hearing my voice, the dog whimpered, lowered its ears. Big Unk! Oh my god! Thank you! Happy Friday to you, and early happy Valentine's Day. Thank you so much. If y'all haven't followed Big Unk KB, please do. He's a wonderful channel and has a wonderful community. Thank you, Big Unk KB. This is Tiny Bunny, by the way. After hearing my voice, the dog whimpered low, lowered its ears, sniffed me out, and then started wagging its tail. You get Poseidon for that. Hee and a few mews. Okay, that's enough of that. But yeah, check him out. I guess I still smelled the bologna that I ate for breakfast. I almost forgot how to say bologna. I was shifting my gaze back and forth from the dog to the girl. She didn't seem scary anymore, just weird.
Значит, не хотел. Ну-ну.
So you didn't mean to, huh?
Как тебя зовут?
What's your name?
Меня Антон,
I'm Anton.
а тебя?
And you?
А меня нет.
And I'm not. She's weird. Definitely has a couple screws loose. But she has a nice voice. My astonishment has turned into a mix of happiness and relief. This girl I didn't know was definitely human, if a bit eccentric. I was also a bit angry at myself. This foxy girl, quite literally, was walking through the darkness without problem, and I shuddered from every little sound. I could just walk away, but this girl has piqued my interest. The next time a police officer asks me about my friends at the new place, I'll tell him that I befriended a talking fox.
Ты здесь живешь?
Do you live around here?
В поселке?
In the village? The fox giggled and purred. Nope, can't purr. I'm a dog. She spun around so hard the hem of her coat lifted up.
Нет, глупый.
No, dummy.
Лисы не живут в поселках.
Foxes don't live in villages.
Хочешь сказать, ты живешь в лесу?
So you live in the forest then?
Из какой норы ты вылез?
Have you been living under a rock?
Конечно. Лисам среди людей не выжить.
It's obvious that foxes can't survive anywhere near humans,
Пока они лисы.
as long as they're foxes. Her jokes were also weird. Just like her carnival mask. Paper mache with fur glued into it. That's pretty eccentric for paper mache with fur glued into it. A dog reminded us of its existence with a loud bark. I unfastened my backpack. Dad would sometimes throw food in there without my knowledge. Cookies, apples, or even my favorite crab snacks. He called it a gift from the bunny. Now I gotta figure out what that means. Treat from the bunny. An uneaten part of a business lunch or a treat specifically bought for children. Parents would tell children that a bunny asked them to deliver said treat, but could also be any other animal, a squirrel or a bear for an example. A stray strolled toward me with mincing footsteps, with a pleading look in his eyes. The fox definitely did treat it to something, but it was probably still hungry.
Зачем ты так вырядилась с утра пораньше?
Why are you dressed like this so early in the morning?
На утренник идешь?
Going to a costume party? The girl shrugged, throwing silver snowflakes off her nose, and her human form along with them, turned into a genuine beast. A real fox, agile, cunning, dangerous. A moment of hesitation and you'll be ripped to shreds. She'll tear you up and gulp you down without breaking a sweat. I couldn't help but just stand there, still as a stump, until I heard her calm, melodic laughter hidden underneath the beastly mask.
Видел бы ты свою маску, сладенький.
I wish you could have seen your own mask, sweetie. Did she say sweetie? I got embarrassed, went red up to my hair roots. We'd seen a fox at the zoo once, when we went there with Dad, but it had patchy fur and was gray and skinny. But this girl was of fiery color and furry, just like in fairy tales. I was still rummaging through my backpack. My fingers that were searching for the dog's treat stumbled upon some soft, crumpled object.
Ничего.
You'll see.
Скоро проснутся настоящие звери.
The real beast will wake up soon.
Спроси-ка
You should
лучше
ask
у
them
них,
where they got their
где
human
они
faces.
взяли свои человеческие лица.
The girl's shadow was dancing in the lamplight. The dog yapped in agreement. I freaked out and dropped my finding in the snow without getting a proper chance to examine it. Is it the other mitten? Cold wind instantly covered the hole it created with the snow. Not unless there's a hand in there. It wouldn't sink that fast. The dog rushed to dig it out, wanting to get its treat. And the fox just snorted. Now I was so embarrassed I wanted to sink through the snow. Again? It was dark outside of the electric circle. On the contrary, the darkness seemed even more thick. All neighboring houses were sleeping deeply in its inkiness. I did my best to continue the conversation with the weird girl I didn't know.
Так ты в школу идешь?
So, are you going to school?
Ах, ну какой же дурачок!
Oh my, you are a real dummy.
Так ничего и не понял.
Don't you get it? Well, I was trying to be friendly, but she can't stop mocking me. Calling me a dummy and all. I should have just moved along without paying any attention to this weirdo and her stupid dog. I can't believe I called a dog stupid. I was just reading.
А ты чего обзываешься?
Why are you so mean? She's nice to the dog.
Не хочешь отвечать, и пожалуйста.
Don't answer if you don't want to.
Никто не требует.
It's not like I care. Still, something froze me in place, tugged me towards the dark figure. A mysterious appearance, her voice that was velvety and just languid enough. I was intrigued and excited. I watched her as people watch fires burn.
Ой, да не дуйся.
Oh, stop pouting.
Гляди-ка лучше.
Look here.
Ты нравишься Жульке.
Zulka took a liking to you. The dog was digging through the snow with sharp movements, snoring loudly. The fox turned around and looked at the windows of a nearby house, at its timbered front through the white mist. The tip of her fake nose was shining under the lamp's light.
И не только ей.
And maybe someone else too. I went red again, like a boiled crayfish this time. Is she talking about herself or someone else? I hoped the semi-dark would be able to hide my embarrassment from the girl. I cleared my throat before asking.
А кому еще я нравлюсь?
And who is that person? I waited, counting my heartbeats. The fox didn't reply. Her sly stare was scanning the frosty pattern of someone's windows. She was reading them like a glass book. I wonder what she can see in those winter paintings. The stray stopped. Oh no, I guessed it right. No way. The stray stopped rummaging through the snow. It ran to me, holding my object in her jaws. A mitten. Could it be the one I found in the forest? What is it doing here? When I looked closer, I realized it was just my mitten. Maybe Mom stuffed it in there when I was asleep? A certain missing boy immediately came to mind.
Эй, ты знаешь что-нибудь про Вову?
Hey, do you know anything about Vova? I imagined the scene, silhouettes dancing in the clearing. The dance on the night when Vova had disappeared. A boy who, when found, can provide a big reward and maybe save my family. I remembered my birthday when our parents promised to take me and Olya to Disneyland in Paris. But instead of a long anticipated gift, they gave me a simple brick game console, very visibly embarrassed. I was crying my eyes out back then, demanding to take me to the promised amusement park. That was the first time when Mom and Dad had a big fight. My greediness shattered their relationship. I hate when kids think like that. If only I could fix everything. Gather everybody I love and take them to Disneyland.
В ночь, когда пропал Вова, я, кажется, видел, как кто-то похожий на тебя плясал под моим окном.
On the night Vova had disappeared, I think I saw someone looking like you dancing under my window. It couldn't be true, but I felt like her mask became even more sly. The fox was sniffing me out.
А что? Ты тогда испугался?
Oh, that got you worried? We are watching Mortuary Assistant big on KB. That's what we're doing this weekend. The Mortuary Assist. I don't know how to spell assistant. Movie. How about you? What are you and Auntie up to? Oh, that got you worried?
За себя или кого-то еще?
For yourself or someone else? Olya. As soon as I thought about my sister, my chest tightened and cold sweat streamed down my spine.
Ну так слушай меня внимательно, мальчик по имени Антон.
To be honest, nothing special, just going to relax and enjoy each other. A usual day for us, lol. That's good. I didn't really do holidays until I had my son. But my parents always gave me something for Valentine's Day. So between you, me, and the internet, I'm getting him this Wally and Eve Lego set for Valentine's Day. He's gonna love it. So I guess I get to celebrate with my son. Well then, listen closely, a boy named Anton. Yeah, he's going to love it.
Это большой и страшный лес.
This is a big and scary forest. The fox girl stepped forward menacingly.
И я не
And I'm not
единственный
its only
его
tenant.
обитатель. Другие звери уже знают о тебе.
The other beasts already know about you.
Берегись нас.
Beware.
Этой ночью мы
We'll come
опять
again
придем.
tonight. I shouldn't have talked to this evil in child form, I thought, panicking.
Пока ты со своей семьей будешь спать, подкрадемся близко-близко.
When you and your parents will be fast asleep, we'll sneak really close and dance.
Макарену!
The Macarena.
Чё?
Huh? Hey, Macarena.
У тебя прямо челюсть отвисла, Антоша!
Look at you. Your mouth is agape, Antosha.
Видел он меня ночью у своего окна. Ага, как же!
He saw me near his window at night. Yeah, right.
А ты случаем не местный дурачок, нет?
Oh, I'm done insulting him. I'm sorry. I can't read that.
Меня не отпускают гулять так поздно.
Nobody would let me go out that late.
Здесь, знаешь ли, дети пропадают.
Children go missing here, you know. Big on KB. I have a semi-personal question. Do you and Auntie have kids? I touched the plastic frame of my glasses, puzzled by her silly joke. She got me scared to death.
Ой, да не тереби ты окуляры свои.
Hey, why don't you stop fondling your glasses?
Я раньше тоже близорукой была.
I was also nearsighted once.
Лучше послушай меня. Может быть, ума наберешься.
That's not personal and no love. We do not have... But we love kids, though. I can picture you guys being great with kids. Did you know I was in Georgia for a long time? Not Atlanta, but Albany. I was stationed there. Listen to me, and maybe you'll become smarter.
Лисичку
Remember,
так
what do they
обычно
call
называют.
foxes?
Плутовка?
Cunning? My words seemed to hurt her. Oh no, I don't live in Georgia now. I live in Vermont. It was too hot down there and humid. It wasn't good for my health. The climate up here is much more attuned to my lifestyle. I like the cold. You can always put on more layers, but you can't take more of your skin off. Like... At one point, I remember I put a baby pool, like a plastic outdoor pool inside my living room when the AC went out, and I was playing my PS3 or 4 in the living room. Wow, that's a big jump, Vermont. LOL, enjoy the cold the older I get. I can't tolerate the cold like I used to. I guess I was born into it, being in New York. But I moved around a lot in the military. And I gotta say, I like the Carolinas. They don't get too cold. And they don't get just too hot. It's the perfect time of year. Sorry, I did a terrible job quoting Miss Congeniality, but I tried to be that one bimbo. I was born in New York, but Father Time has ran me down. Same. That's why I went to Vermont. I didn't want to go back to New York, but I wanted to do something close. You know? Like New York, but not New York. And not New Orleans either. Because that's New York, but not New York. It's New York, but it's very friendly and it smells like piss and vomit. And alcohol. A lot of alcohol. And there's excellent music in the air everywhere you go. Sorry for anyone who lives in New Orleans. I had an excellent time there. My words seemed to hurt her.
Ох ты ж! Да как ты меня?
Hey, what did you...
Ой, прости.
Sorry. Her laughter was akin to the jingle of a pair of silver bells.
Да шучу я!
Just pulling your leg.
Конечно, плутовкой.
Of course we're cunning.
Если ты ловкий и смелый, не боишься с плутовкой водиться, я, так и быть, помогу разыскать этого Вову.
If you're agile and brave enough to befriend a cunning fox, I'll help you look for your Vova.
Ты же неспроста его ищешь.
That sounded naughty. There's a reason why you're doing it, right? I shrugged in reply. Her insight was alarming.
Знаю, почему дети повадились соваться в наш лес.
I know why children have been swarming our forest recently.
Порой там можно найти много всякого интересного.
Sometimes you can find a lot of interesting stuff there.
Я вот однажды нашла целый
What?
сугроб конфет и купалась в нем. Да так что челюсть слиплась.
One day I saw a huge pile of candy once, and I swam in it until my jaws cramped. A pile of candy? I couldn't deduce whether she believed in what she was saying from her tone of voice. I showed another smile, a fake one this time.
Посмотрите-ка, какой недоверчивый.
Boo, so wary.
Ну-ну, а что ты на это скажешь?
Well, what will you say to this then? She held out her hand in a furry mitten. There's candy. There was an assortment of sweets in her palm. In the city where I used to live, sweets like these were sold at markets or kiosks. I know what a kiosk is. I saw my favorite bubblegum in a vivid wrapper among the tasty treasure. A familiar name was on it, Turbo. A triangular fox face poked her nose towards me.
Угощайся.
Take some. Yeah, take candy from strangers. As a kid, in the forest.
Полные карманы.
Don't do any of that. I was being absolutely sarcastic. Absolutely sarcastic. Please don't do that. My pockets are full of these. But I'm an adult, so I'm going to take one. I accepted the treat, and catching a whiff of the girl's smell, fur, fireworks, and citrus, the smell of holidays. My fingers tingled while I was carefully unwrapping the gum. Peachy aroma, ooh. I have a peach candle going right now. Peachy aroma entered my nostrils, and something else unfamiliar but pleasant. The fruit cube ended up in my mouth. I started moving my molars, chewing the gum. It tasted like your usual Turkish gum, only my tongue went a bit numb. Is there clove in Turkish gum? Or something? I gotta look that up. Poland and Romania for Turbo. Maybe I'll buy some off Amazon if I can get some. I couldn't believe my luck after opening the insert. A Mercedes-Benz. I looked at a Mercedes-Benz, an extremely rare and hence desirable collector's item for any boy from my previous neighborhood, or girl, or them. My heart skipped a beat. I was barely able to tear my eyes off the insert, still stunned.
Это...
This, This is...
Теперь понял, что можно найти в лесу?
Now you see what can be found in the forest.
Только на твоем месте я бы туда в
Still,
одиночку не ходила.
I wouldn't go there alone if I were you.
Тебе вон от жвачки в забу дыханье сперла.
You get so flustered over simple bubblegum after all.
А представляешь, что с тобой будет, если найдешь чемодан таких фантиков?
Imagine what would happen if you find a travel case worth of these.
Голову напрочь снесет. И
It'll
пиши
surely blow your
пропало.
mind. Unusual treats, just like everything else about her. I carefully hid the insert in my bag as if I was putting a rare butterfly in a can. The fox giggled. This is not how things are supposed to go on a Monday morning. No, this is much better. Who are you? I refrained from asking that question. She wouldn't answer anyway, or she'd just lie. I really wanted to see what's behind her mask. Do you? I was becoming more and more sure that underneath it wasn't just a simple young girl.
Может, Вова тоже нашел сугроб сладостей и теперь кувыркается в нем?
What if Vova also found a snow pile with sweets and is now rolling in it?
Слушай, вдруг он решил остаться в лесу?
Actually, what if he decided to stay in the forest?
Тогда, наверное, ему очень холодно в одной варежке.
He must be so cold without his second mitten then. The wind caught her words like smoke from a fire and carried them deep into the darkness, into the creepy thicket. The trees behind me cracked with their bony branches.
Или с ним что-то случилось в пути.
Or what if something happened to him along the way?
Что-то страшное.
Something terrible. The forest reacted to her words, became alive. It sniffed me out, perking up its ears, just like a curious beast. The fox girl pierced me with her eyes again.
Дикие звери?
Wild beasts? I'm going to hold down the back room waiting for our car to be delivered this morning. I had to drop it off yesterday to get serviced, and they almost here. Have an amazing stream, love. Thank you so much. Thank you for the company. Thank you for the view. Thank you for the biddies. Thank you for your time. And I hope you get your car taken care of. And tell Auntie I said hello. Are you streaming today?
Это, по-твоему, страшно?
I don't know how to do a shout out, but everyone follow Big Unc KB. He is a genuinely kind person. You're so welcome, love. You are worth it. Trust me, and I will. I'll be on YouTube at 11 playing Miles Morales. Alright. Big Unc KB is also on YouTube at 11 playing Miles Morales. And that is on... what's today? Fridays. Fridays and I think Thankful Thursdays. You do creepy content. Thank you, Big Unc KV. You have a blessed day. You find that scary?
Ну, не знаю.
Well, I don't know.
Не знает.
He doesn't know.
Уж не с двоечником ли я подружилась?
Oh my, I have befriended a dunce. I don't like being called a dunce, yet being friends with her sounded nice.
Я хорошист.
My grades are good.
Бел да пушист.
Really now?
Пойдешь со мной?
Will you come with me, good grades, Anton?
Найдем твоего Вову и сам его
We'll find your
спросишь,
Vova
что
and
он
you'll be able
нашел
to
в этой
ask him what he found deep in the forest.
Ведь пока мы вместе,
As long as you're with me, nothing can hurt you in the forest.
вот увидишь.
You'll see. Worms of worry writhed in my belly. Better run, whispered my mind.
Я тебе не верю.
I don't believe you.
Ты думаешь, я
Do you take me for a liar?
Да и пожалуйста, мне никогда никто не верит.
Whatever. You're just like everybody else. The girl sounded hurt, although I don't know if she was genuine about it. She turned around as if she had immediately lost all interest in me. She's probably laughing. The gum felt bitter now. I remembered my dad's favorite saying, "Where are your manners, son?" Indeed, this fox was kind to me.
Не обижайся, пожалуйста.
Please don't get mad.
Лисы бывают и добрыми.
Foxes can also be nice.
Ну, как в сказках.
Like in fairy tales. Son, if you think you're in a fairy tale, you're in an indie Russian horror game. Anton, run.
Мне бы только понять, что ты за лиса.
I just need to know what kind of fox you are. The girl giggled, hiding the nose of her mask in her hands.
Тогда пойдем со мной в лес, и ты все обо мне узнаешь.
Then follow me into the forest and you'll get to know me.
Но не сейчас, а когда рассветет. А то тебя, бедного, всего аж потряхивает.
But not right now. When it gets bright. I mean, your whole body is shaking, you poor thing.
Того и гляди, кондрашка хватит.
I don't want you to have a stroke.
Ай да, провожу тебя до школы.
Hey, let me accompany you to school. After hearing this, the dog barked in agreement and stopped messing with the mitten. I leaned in, trying to grab the piece of handwear that almost ran away from me.
Ну, если тебе по пути...
Well, if we're going in the same direction. We went towards school and the lost dawn. Here and there, the lights came on in the windows of houses we passed as if their inhabitants were sending us warning signs. Silhouettes lurked behind curtains, dogs let out occasional barks. Spirals of gray smoke rose from chimneys, TVs bustled, and dishes clanged in kitchens. We watched the village slowly rise from its slumber while carefully treading the snowy wheel trails. I walked in the left one and she took the right one. The dog was following right behind us. I expected the fox to bring up something weird again, but she stayed silent all the way to the school, as if playing with me, some game only she was privy to. She would only giggle from time to time when the dog sneezed from the snowflakes that fell on its nose. I was the first to break the silence.
Так как тебя зовут?
So what's your name?
А, ну конечно.
Here it comes.
Имена, имена, имена.
Names, names, names.
Людям непременно надо вешать ярлыки на все подряд.
You people always need to put labels on everything.
Ну и как бы ты назвал такую лису, как я?
What name would you give a fox like me?
Даже не знаю.
I don't know.
Но я читал про лису по имени Алиса.
But I've read about Alyssa the fox.
А что?
You know what?
Я не против.
I don't mind.
Пусть будет Алиса.
I'll be Elisa. I couldn't understand if she was joking or not. I turned around as if looking for an answer from the dog, from the dark sky devoid of dawn. My silent questions were left unanswered. The school's outline was already in our sight, the giant brick box stuck in the endless night. The lights in the windows didn't bode well for me. The warden trees were guarding the local schoolyard. Screams, childish laughter, and someone whistling tore up the silence. I went here with my mom when we just moved, and the place looked cozy at the time. Empty corridors that smelled of polished, puffy snow outside. The second time I came alone to get the books, and just kept on imagining my peers, rolling down the railings, grade schoolers running to the library, and teachers marching down the corridor with the air of self-importance around them. High schoolers were smoking at the entrance, in track pants and wool caps, perched on their foreheads. Their appearance destroyed the last hopes for a cozy school. Their stinging eyes and teeth, yellow from nicotine, their smirks, all of it had the same gloomy effect as the cloudy winter morning. Absorbed by my thoughts, I completely forgot about my companion.
После уроков жду тебя на заднем дворе,
I'll wait for you at the backyard after school.
возле повешенного.
Near the hanged man.
Возле кого?
Near what? She just ignored my question.
Не опаздывай.
Don't be late. I hesitated. Blowing hot and cold again. My mom always said that when I would have trouble choosing between two options. Thinking about mom helped me reply.
Я после школы сразу домой.
I'm going straight home after school.
Эх, Антоша, Антоша, это я тебя так просто отпустила.
Well, Antosha, I'm going to let you off the hook.
Другие же незаметно подкрадутся со своими улыбочками и вцепятся. Клещами не оторвешь.
But the others will creep up to you with their smiles and sink their teeth into you. Won't be able to shake them off as easily.
Попомни мои слова.
Remember my words. The fox opened her mouth with a wide yawn. What kind of trick is this?
Антоха!
Someone running in the distance called out my name. I instinctively turned around. Ah! A huge snowball whizzed past my shoulder and hit the dog. Who the fuck threw that? It whimpered and ran towards the spring. Alright, someone's getting cut. The darkness devoured it. The fox girl was also nowhere to be seen. She dissolved into frosty air. Or was she hiding in my shadow? I gulped and swallowed the gum. Unlucky. After taking a deep breath, I went towards the school, towards the cutlets and dough, towards the light running down onto the snow. Suppose we should enter. Who threw that snowball at the dog? Speak up. Confess. I could hear muffled voices behind the door, saw blinking lamps. Darkness crept along the windows, and it felt like the school was drifting in open space like a lonely, lost spaceship. Can't read that. After going up to the second floor, I noticed a crowd on the notice board. Everyone was taking part in a lively discussion. Oh, the missing child. Oh. Excuse me. I moved closer and took a look at something everyone was interested in through a wall of backpacks. There was a piece of paper with something printed on it glued to the left of the notice board. Vova Matyukin, 10 years old, grade 4B. He left his home on January the 5th. Oh, child missing. Vova Matyukin, that was his name. A 4th grader. On that grainy print, Vova looked dead with a black mouth and dark, empty eye sockets. Could it be that the darkness dwelling deep in the forest invaded his pores and mutilated his face? A plastic toy gun couldn't protect him from the whispering branches and howling wind. Empty eyes of the lost boy pierced through my soul as if pleading. Unable to meet his stare, I turned around and rushed towards the window, took a seat on the windowsill. The corridor was slowly filling up with children, in groups of a few. Nobody paid me any mind. Excuse me, need a tissue? Whoopsies. Rose, here. Nobody paid me any mind, except for my dog, apparently. In the darkness of school toilets, child voices were hammering a nursery rhyme.
Для медведя, для лисы, зайчик кушать принеси.
For the fox and for the bear, bunny tasty meals prepare. I turned my head towards them, trying to get a better look at their features, but then my attention was stolen by a loud clicking sound. A female teacher marched down the corridor with her chin raised up high. Her heels were hitting the floorboards like miniature hooves. A girl was trailing her every step. Doesn't she look like Megan from the movie Megan? She was also looking pompous as stopping along the way and whispering some secret in her friend's ear. She was probably a class rep since she was carrying an attendance register book.
Екатерина, возьми, пожалуйста.
Ekaterina, take this, please. A teacher opened the classroom door and the crowd of children swarmed in, screaming and pushing. Out of all of them, a tall, red-headed, fat boy caught my attention. His face was full of blisters. He looked like the inside of a pomegranate. That's not very nice. Always have backups. A bad feeling had risen up on the hair on the back of my neck. I've seen boys like him before. Unsettled eyes, cackling laughter. The girl who was the smaller copy of the teacher warned the boy with a wave of her hand and entered the room through the clearing of the crowd. Some other guy stood in the way of the crowd, and the redhead immediately shoved him.
Топай речь, мудила.
Move your legs, moron. The boy flew headfirst, flailing his hands trying to keep his balance. He burst out laughing, and a couple of kids joined in his nasty cackle. Their laughter sounded like someone was snipping with huge garden scissors. The classroom sucked all of the kids in. The corridor stood empty. I wanted to grow roots and stay on the windowsill. That was such a mood in high school. Just a handful of lampposts outside were battling the darkness, writhing like fluorescent fish in the black ocean. Maybe I can still run away. There's always skipping. I'm not advocating that, by the way. Go outside, dissolve in the dark. I imagine myself running through the snow, how it squeaks under my boots, and how I'm becoming lighter and lighter with every step. Sorry guys, I've got a headache. I didn't need that. The Ringer's trill blew that illusion away. It blew every illusion away. It blew reality away. It's okay, Rose, I'm fine. I tore myself from the window with great effort. Then took a couple deep breaths, trying to at least calm down my mad pulse, and entered the classroom. The prim teacher looked at me over the frame of her glasses, clearly annoyed. Why?
Я новенький.
I'm the transfer student?
Мне вот сказали к
I
вам
was told to come
подойти.
here? Oh, that's so uncomfortable. I remember transferring like midway through my freshman year. The snowy forest trail was winding in front of my eyes. The pines rustled, but it didn't sound predatory anymore. The way you bent your neck is a little discerning. She buried herself in the register and flicked through the pages.
А фамилия-то как?
Your last name?
Петров.
Petrov.
Громче говори.
Huh? What are you mumbling there?
Чего мямлишь?
Say it clearly.
Петров.
Petrov.
Нет такого.
You're not on the list. She measured me with a long and heavy stare, as if trying to see if I was lying. What kind of kid would lie to get into school? I wanted to sink through the floor. Hazy faces observed all of that from the left. The classroom breathed and snorted in unison, like a living organism, like a dangerous beast.
Ты не ошибся?
Are you sure?
Нет такого в списке.
I don't have you on my register. My knees chose the worst time to start shaking, and I felt dizzy. Don't lock your knees. I clutched my fists so hard my knuckles became white.
Мне сказали, 204 кабинет, Лилия Павловна, 6 В.
They told me to come to classroom 204 to ask for Lilia Pavlovna, class 6 Charlie. Apparently everyone in the classroom took my words for some sort of joke because they were all laughing.
Что за бардак?
What's wrong with this school? The classroom fell silent. The kids hid their smirks for a better occasion.
Понаберут студентов.
Why do we hire so many
Только
interns?
знают, что губяки свои малевать. А я разгребай, значит.
I'm not gonna read that. That's extremely anti-feminist.
А бумаги-то кто заполнять будет? Не первый раз ведь уже.
How did they send you here without any proper paperwork? We've had the same thing happen so many times already.
Подожди здесь. Сейчас.
Wait here, I'll be back.
Сейчас я им устрою.
After I have a little chat with them. You just left him there in the front of the classroom? Oh my god, you're a terrible teacher. The teacher flew past me, mumbling something to herself in righteous anger, and I was left standing at the center of the classroom. No! Like a convict in front of a firing squad. I lowered my gaze, feeling the mocking stares from all around the classroom directed at me. They prickled my skin, danced on it like laser sights. Once again, I imagined running far away from this place, fighting like the clawing wind, soaring high above the pines in one long jump. With the wind on my back as my only companion, the eyes of my future classmates were asking, "This new boy, is he one of us or an outsider?" Somebody whispered something and stifled laughter rolled through the classroom.
Доску вытри!
Wipe the board. It was easy to guess who the main prankster here was.
Эй, очкарик!
Hey, Four Eyes.
Ты чё, не только слепой, но еще и глухой?
Are you not only blind but also deaf?
Доску вытри, говорю!
I said wipe the board. I don't like reading some of this dialogue. My knees weren't the only part shaking anymore. I was trembling from head to toe, and I prayed for the teacher to come back sooner. My prayers were answered by the powers that be.
Ну что мне с тобой делать-то?
And what should I do with you now?
Куда сажать, а?
Where will you sit? My impertinent ass would be like on your lap.
Давай-ка сядь, наверное, с Семеном.
Oh well, you can sit with Simon, I guess.
Он все равно один.
He's alone anyway.
Еще чего?
No way. What? The bully put his backpack on the seat beside him in defiance, scratched his belly, and smirked.
Ты опять за старое?
Are you back to your old tricks?
Снова бабушку в школу вызывать?
Should I call your grandma here again? The classroom went silent.
А чё она мне сделает?
And what's she gonna do?
Не она, так я тебе сделаю.
I'll be the one to do something if she doesn't.
Рюкзак убрал быстро.
Put away your backpack now. Simon didn't move a muscle. He started studying the portraits of writers on the wall, looking bored. Kids are so mean sometimes. I needed to do something to resolve this somehow, to save myself. I cleared my throat and continued in a stifled voice that sounded nothing like me.
Я могу за последнюю парту сесть.
I can sit in the last row.
Там, кажется, свободно.
I think there's a free seat. The teacher snorted loudly. She looked at me, then at Simon, then back at me.
Ладно.
Fine,
Садись
go
пока
there
туда.
for now.
А с тобой, Бабурин, мы еще поговорим.
And you, Babarin, I'll have a talk with you later.
Чтобы подошел после уроков.
Come to me after class.
Будешь по классу дежурить, ясно?
You'll be on cleaning duty, got it? Simon forced out a twisted smile. Juicy pimples were growing on the tip of his nose, ripe for the taking. Ew. I walked carefully, afraid to stumble and fall, causing another outburst of laughter from everyone. I took my seat at the back, at the last table where I was met with a pile of old posters. The outcasts took their seats, and the class was ready to start.
Вот и хорошо. Начнем
Now this
урок.
is settled, let's start the class.
Тема.
Today's
Традиции
theme
русской
is
и
traditions
мировой
of
литературы
Russia
в
and
рассказе
international
Зощенко
literature
«Не надо врать».
in Zoshenko's Don't Lie. The bully turned back to me. His stare informed me of the coming days, weeks, and months of bullying. I've got my eyes on you, his watery look said. After just a couple of periods, I had already noticed a huge yellow spit stain on my notebook. Ew. Kids are gross. Then, at the cafeteria, this Simon accidentally spilled a glass of compote on me. Let's see what that is. A dessert drink brewed from a mix of dry fruit and berries. And then he flailed his hands around after exiting the toilet so some of the liquid from his hands would get on me. Ew. Just before the final period for today, Simon pushed me into a buzzing crowd of girls from our class. Oh, shit. They made way, cursing, but I couldn't hold my balance and ended up ramming my face into the girl I took for the class rep before, right into her chest. Katya said, ow. I immediately stepped back, dying from embarrassment.
Прости, ты в порядке?
I'm sorry, are you alright?
Я...
Then she suddenly put her hands on her hips.
Нет, ну вы посмотрите на него.
Will you look at him?
Облапал меня прямо у всех на глазах.
Groping me in front of everyone.
Я сейчас все маме расскажу.
I'll tell my mom.
Тебя из школы выгонят, извращенец.
They'll expel you, pervert. There was some sort of sadistic pleasure in her eyes, as if she was a child who was about to put a lit-up match to the Schaefer beetle. What's a Schaefer beetle? And why would you put a lit-up match to it?
Я нечаянно, меня толкнули.
I didn't mean to, he pushed me.
Все видели, слепых среди нас нет.
We all saw that, you know, no blind among us. She stared at my glasses while showing me a creepy smile. I started to fume on the inside, but Simon's laughter cooled my head.
Толкнули?
I pushed you? You sure? He swaggered up to me, enveloping me in the smell of sunflower seeds and rotted teeth, and then pushed me to the ground.
Вот так, да? И
Like
что ты
this?
сделаешь?
What you gonna do now? The bully towered over me as if saying, come on, hit me. Let me see you try. I would, but I'd be afraid one of those pimples would pop on me. God damn. Nope.
Слушай, ты...
Listen, you. My throat went dry, my lips were moving on their own, and my voice was akin to a stifled squeak. Simon wore a mocking smile.
Давай, продолжай, очкарик.
Go on, Four Eyes.
Чё примолк-то?
Why'd you stop?
Нам всем очень интересно.
We're all watching.
Если
We're all
ещё
waiting.
хоть раз меня тронешь...
If you ever touch me again. Simon slowly stuck out a finger and poked my forehead.
Натронул, и чё?
I did, so what? Get your greasy ass off me.
Ещё хоть раз!
If you ever do it again, oh, that's going to get old fast.
Тронул!
Here,
А вот ещё!
once more,
И ещё!
and again,
И ещё!
and again.
И ещё!
I don't think I'm winning this fight. He was poking me with his finger so hard that my head tilted backwards. I must not cry, or I'll be done for.
Чё ты мне сделаешь, мямля?
What will a wimp like you do to me? My vision went blurry. Relatable. My soles tore off from the floor. I rushed forward and threw a random punch without looking. Cool! What I saw when I opened my eyes was beautiful and horrifying at the same time. I got into an achievement! No pain. Used force. Simon was holding his ear and blinking in amazement. Was I the first person to rebel against that absolute rule? Against his absolute rule? Uh-oh. Reinforcements. I needed to run, but I was already surrounded by his cronies.
Лилия Павловна!
Lilia Pavlovna. Lilia Pavlovna.
Лилия Павловна! Петров Бабурина ударил!
Petrov just hit Daburin. Simon's cheeks grew even redder and his pimples even whiter, like the heads of larvae. Ooh, come on. But a smile flashed on his face that was only noticed among his comrades. He got really close to me. The smell of rotten teeth washed over me.
Тебе
You
пиздец.
are fucking done. His voice was evil and dangerous, like someone tore off the lid from a kettle with boiling fat. I was waiting to get hit, counting the thumps of my heart and guessing where his fist will go. The solar plexus? The jaw? The nose? Not the nose. Not my nose. But he just turned and walked off. A thought, cold and sober and extremely rational, popped into my head. I'm going to get killed today. I was late to leave school after class on purpose. Seon didn't attend the last period, so I was hopeful. What if he decided to dodge the cleaning duty and ran home forgetting all about me? I heaved a sigh of relief, like someone on death row whose execution was delayed by a day. But I didn't let myself forget his tone, his vengeful gaze, and his scary electrified smirk. While the other students were leaving the school, laughing loudly, I was pretending to skim through my books near a window. I was staring outside, nervous. Simone was nowhere to be found in the front yard or near the school gates. I didn't really believe I was this lucky, so I decided to be extra cautious and stayed for some more time in the corridor that was gradually getting less crowded. Less crowded means less witnesses, dude. Go meet your fox friend by the hanged man, whatever that means. All of the bustle moved to the first floor. There was a skeleton peeking out of the biology classroom. Some jokester put a cap with the American condor on its head. The sound of running water was coming from the bathroom. I was the only person left in the whole school. I'm not alone, a sudden thought came to my mind. I remembered the missing boy. His portrait was on the notice board near the schedule. I remembered his smile. Him looking at me. And the fact that he's most likely already dead.
Привет.
Hello. I shuddered and turned around. At first my eyes stumbled upon the black violin case. Then I noticed a girl from my class was holding it. She sat in the first row of the second column. I could swear I caught her looking at me a couple of times. And I was sneaking glances at her myself. Sometimes it just feels nice to look at something pretty. The spring, the sky, or a girl that's not in the crowd that laughs at someone's jokes. And she wasn't whispering the dirty laundry of other people to Katya. She spent all the breaks just like me, staying in the classroom or looking in the window or drawing something in her green notebook.
Здравствуй.
Hello. I turned red and pretended I was studying the pattern on the wooden floor.
Круто ты ему врезал.
It was cool the way you hit him.
Это вышло случайно. Почти.
It was just an accident, almost. I've had to explain that one before. I started shoving books in my backpack to at least put something in my hands.
Вроде Семен раньше таким не был.
Simon wasn't like that before. I've heard that one too.
Он к нам недавно перевелся.
He also transferred here just recently.
Бабушка мне его по секрету сказала, что он словно взбесился.
His grandma told me that it almost felt like he went mad.
Семена даже старшеклассники побаиваются. Представляешь?
Even the upperclassmen fear Simon, did you know?
А ты вот молодец.
But you're different.
Не струсил.
You're brave.
Угу.
I mumbled in reply. Yeah, right. Me, brave? A hero that has been standing around in the hallway to avoid a beating. The girl looked at me with her clear, attentive eyes.
А ты за рекой живешь?
Do you live over the river? And through the woods?
В том деревянном доме?
In that wooden house?
Ну да.
Mm-hmm.
Там, наверное, страшно.
Must be scary living there.
Да еще через лес идти.
And you also have to cross the forest.
Я бы так не смогла.
I wouldn't be able to do that. I shivered at the mention of the forest. I thought of intertwining branches of a snake-like trail of endless darkness that spread like mold among the crooked trees. So I straight up lied.
Да не так уж там и страшно.
It's not that scary.
А что тебя так пугает?
What's so scary about it for you? She smiled after a brief pause, as if brushing off a daydream.
Да так, ничего.
Well, actually, never mind.
Меня, кстати, Полина зовут.
My name is Polina, by the way.
А меня Антон.
And I'm Anton.
Ну, это я знаю.
I already know that.
Слушай, Антон.
Hey, Anton. She stumbled as if trying to decide whether she could continue.
А что ты делаешь после школы?
What are you doing after school? My chest felt prickly after her innocent question, yet somehow it felt pleasant.
Ничего такого.
Nothing much. I stumbled and didn't finish my sentence. Elisa's predatory smile flashed in front of my eyes. Her playful eyes in the slits of the mask were probably just a product of my imagination, though. What if that fox girl is waiting for me after the school? Or was it another one of her weird jokes? I wonder if she's hiding a big red tail under her coat. I suddenly got covered with beads of sweat like after PE class. I wanted to take a shower, as if just thinking of the foxy girl made me dirty, soiled my clothes, lured me into the forced embrace.
У меня сейчас занятие, скрипка, а потом я свободна.
I have a violin lesson and then I'll be free.
Дедушка мне репетитора нанял.
My grandpa hired me a private tutor.
Наш учитель музыки, он же скрипач.
Our music teacher is a violinist, and he doesn't have anyone to teach her except for me. She waved her free hand in the air, imitating the movement of a bow on violin strings. I could almost hear the music. It chased Elisa out of my head. I looked at Polina's lips, catching her every word, and was frozen from the unusual sensations. They were warm, soothing, and tingly. It felt like I was very small and the feelings were immense, and they couldn't fit inside me.
Тут говорят, что у нас в поселке маньяк завелся.
They say there's a serial killer on loose in the village.
Раньше со школы меня всегда дедушка забирал, но в последнее время ему не здоровится.
Normally, Grandpa would escort me home from school, but he's been sick lately. I snuck a glance at Vova's photo. His eyeballs were studying me. His lips were wearing black lipstick, just like the portrait on the gravestone.
Ты не подумай, я не трусишка, просто...
I mean, I'm not a coward, it's just...
Просто мне кажется, что с тобой будет безопаснее.
I think I'll be safer together with you.
Антон, ты сможешь проводить меня до дома?
Will you go home with me, Anton? There it was. Finally, everything that I read about in the adventure books, everything I dreamed about was seeping into my life. A mysterious crime, a beautiful stranger, a heroic duel. A duel. Thinking of Samon instantly sobered me up, returned me back to earth, and it started shaking under my feet like a deck of a ship. If only I could rise to the occasion in front of Polina. Because no matter how brave I was trying to act, it was obvious for both of us that I wouldn't be able to stand a chance against a big guy like that. And him knocking me out wouldn't even be the worst of it. The worst part is that Polina will see all of that. And she'll laugh at me like everyone else. No, she won't. No, I don't need anyone to see me in such a shameful state.
Сегодня вряд ли получится.
I doubt I'll be able to today.
Ты же знаешь,
What a
Семен, скорее
bitch.
всего, караулит на школьном дворе.
You know, Samon is waiting for me outside.
Лучше мне с ним разобраться лично, по-мужски.
I need to deal with him one-on-one like a man. Look at her face. So disappointed.
Глупости какие.
Nonsense. Polina brushed off some hair from her forehead, and I sensed a weak aroma of blackberry. Polina was like water when you were thirsty. You gulp it down and still wanted more. I remembered the summer evenings at the country house, the fire's pungent smoke, the berries hanging over our fence from the neighbors, and a soft cover of pine needles under my soles. Those few peaceful days when I felt completely safe. My mom resting in the hammock, my dad putting meat on a skewer. Could I have foreseen the upcoming catastrophe and the crackle of the coals, and our parents' laugh, and the smell of the fleeting July? Could I have seen how fragile that world was?
Думаешь, этот дикарь будет честно драться?
Do you really think that savage will give you a fair fight?
Со своими дружками набросятся всем скопом, опомниться даже не дадут.
He'll just swarm you with his friends without giving you a chance to catch a breath. Polina suddenly flashed a devious smile. Is she tagging in?
Но если мы пойдем вместе, это их ошарашит.
But if we go together, they will be put off.
Я же не только первая скрипка на деревне. Я ведь еще и девочка.
I'm not only the first violin of this village, I'm also a girl.
Слышала от знакомого хулигана, что он никогда не нападает на кого-то в присутствии девушки.
I've heard from a delinquent I know that he'll never attack someone when there's a girl around. Well, we know that's fake, because he shoved him straight into Katya.
Представляешь, у них кодекс чести такой.
Can you imagine? They have this weird code of honor. A delinquent, you know. I thought, worried. Is he better than me? Taller, more handsome?
Ой, мне на музыку пора.
Oh, I have to go to music class. She made a couple of steps and stopped. Amazing. Polina didn't look like those beauties from the magazine posters or the actresses from the movies. But in the flickering light of the ceiling lamp, she looks much more alluring.
А ты играешь на чем-нибудь?
Can you play anything? He can play stupid. My parents bought me a guitar a couple years ago. I immediately remembered my meager attempts at making music. Change. We're all waiting for change. Soy's song echoed my thoughts and my desires to change something. The guitar got lost somewhere, as if refusing to move to the old house near the forest. I think my parents gave it away to someone that needed it more.
Увы, не играю.
I don't, sadly. A
Жалко.
pity.
Ну ладно, я побежала.
Oh well, I'll be going.
Пока!
Bye! Her shout was captured by the loud echo. Her shoes also echoed through the school hallways.
Пока!
Bye! I wasn't sure if Polina heard me. I looked out the window again. The schoolyard was empty, just a couple of grade schoolers throwing snowballs at each other. Hey, go investigate those. Nobody who looked like the hulking salmon with his cronies. This was giving me hope. What should I do? Polina could become my friend, the first one in this new place. And besides, she may be in real danger of meeting a killer, and I'll be her defender, her knight. This is getting erased. Oh dear. And even though my inner voice was hesitant and whispered about running away from the killers lurking in the woods at night, Polina was worth the risk. But the red cunning fox was also intriguing. She promised to help me look for Voa, and this would bring me a reward. More money would almost guarantee peace in my family. Gifts for Olya. I imagine my sister happy like those girls who get prizes from Supanev in the finest hour. She'll be dancing with the famous singers, maybe a new popular boy band like Ivanushki International. Mom and Dad hugged at the Ostankino Pavilion. And then all of us going to Disneyland. I guess... Oh my gosh. We can pick between Polina and Elisa. Polina. Snow danced in the air outside the window, following the rhythm of the music that was flowing from around the corner. I jumped off the windowsill and started walking around the hallway, curiosity eating away at me. The background violin is so nice. The half hour I'd spent here waiting crawled at a snail's pace. I wanted to see Polina again. The music became louder. It streamed out of the half-open door at the far end of the corridor. My music taste was limited to Latov, Shevka, the timeless classics, and pop songs I saw on TV, along with music videos that would sometimes be put on tapes as teasers before a movie. But this violin melody captivated me. It felt like a master woodcutter working with delicate wood, a fragile crystal toy, a gust of warm wind. I pressed my cheek against the doorway. Polina was hiding from me in the far end of the classroom, but a shadow that fell on the wall definitely belonged to a girl with a violin. The movements of her bow were so graceful that I felt like I was getting carried away on the waves of music. My heart broke the barrier over my ribcage and started hopping around. Faster and faster, it jumped on snow piles, gliding between the pines towards the fiery sun above the windfall.
Заскучал?
Got tired of waiting? I was so deep in thought that I didn't hear the approaching footsteps. After bathing in music, Polina felt even more magical.
Да нет, нет.
Oh, no, not really.
Я о комиксе своем думал.
I was just thinking about my comic. For some unknown reason, I lied.
Ты комиксы рисуешь?
You draw comics?
Да, ну, то есть,
Yeah, well, I mean,
планирую
I
рисовать.
want to draw one.
Ага.
Oh,
И про что твой комикс?
and what will it be about? About the most charming and kind girl that plays the violin, who somehow happened to be in this house of horror.
Про лису.
About a fox.
Ой, точнее, про говорящих животных, что живут в лесу и помогают заблудившимся детям вернуться домой.
Oh, I mean about talking animals who help children who get lost to return home from the woods.
А потом они
And then
Они пляшут в ночи.
they dance in the night.
Ого!
Wow. Almost like real life.
Как интересно.
Sounds interesting.
Сам придумал?
Did you come up with it yourself? I lowered my gaze. Go on, lie to her.
Вдохновился, глядя в окно.
I got inspiration from looking out the window. I went on a date with Polina? That was a date? Oh, I'm rusty. We descended to the first floor. I opened the door in front of Polina. Dad told me how essential it is to be a gentleman.
Значит, творческая личность.
So you're an artist, huh?
Я догадывалась, что ты не такой, как все.
I had a hunch you were different.
Особенный.
Special.
Шутишь? Я?
Are you joking? Me?
Я самый обыкновенный.
I'm absolutely average.
Это Семен обыкновенный.
Same one as the average one.
В смысле, обычный придурок.
An average idiot.
А в тебе живет нечто доброе и пушистое.
And you carry something kind and fluffy inside. Something barked near my leg while we were crossing the schoolyard, interrupting Polina.
Не бойся, это Жулька.
Don't worry, it's just Zulka. I stood on one knee and rubbed the barking dog behind the ear. It was frantically wagging its tail like it was some sort of propeller. Highly relatable. She's sleeping now, though. I looked around the yard, trying to find Elisa. But the fox girl was nowhere to be found, neither in the yard nor the road.
Брось ее!
Leave it be.
Ты что, она же дикая!
It's a stray, you know. Oh, Polina, please tell me you didn't throw that snowball.
Клещей еще подцепишь.
What if it has pests? What if you're a pest?
Нет, у нее хозяйка есть.
What if this one has an owner?
Вроде.
I think. Polina looked at the playful dog with disgust, covering her mouth with a handkerchief. Aww.
А у тебя
She
никакой
doesn't
еды не
like
завалялось?
dogs. Do you have any food on you?
Кажется, что-то осталось.
I think I have something left. At least she's not completely heartless.
Покормим и пойдем, ладно?
We'll feed it and go, alright? She took out a sandwich out of her bag and threw it to Zulka. The dog rushed towards her banquet, swept away the bread with her nose, and started eating the bologna.
Какая привереда.
What a picky eater.
Ешь все, давай.
Come on, eat everything. Polina tugged my sleeve, egging me on.
Ты чего?
Hey, what's wrong? She replied with laughter. The violin girl had literally dragged me out of the school gates, stifling laughs into a fist. I turned around. Zulka followed us with sad eyes as we were leaving. The dog looked especially lonely with the school as the backdrop. And then Polina stopped laughing. She walked alongside me with a blank stare, completely silent.
Нечего паразитов плодить.
Don't spread pests. Her remark turned out pretty harsh. Yeah, I'll say. Was it really the stray's fault she had to live in the street?
Они потом на людей кидаются.
They all was attack people later.
Прошлой зимой такая стая чуть дедушку не
That is
загрызла.
graphic. A pack of these almost killed my grandpa last winter.
Какой кошмар.
That's horrible.
Ему с тех пор не здоровится.
Is he still not feeling well?
Его парализовало.
He's paralyzed now.
Он больше никогда
He
не
will never
сможет
be able to walk again. I remember the scary pack of dogs that was chasing me just a while ago.
Мне очень жаль.
I'm sorry.
Ничего.
It's okay. Polina showed me another enchanting smile, her eyes half closed.
Главное, что мы друг друга поняли.
What matters is that we understand each other now. I forgot all about Zulka after she said that. Some third graders were throwing snowballs at each other and singing.
Раз, два, приведи собак.
1, 2, time to play with you. The owl? Oh yeah. An image of my sister sitting near the window, bored, looking for me in the twilight, flashed before my eyes. I promised myself that I will go home as soon as I escort Polina.
А что это за песенку малые поют?
What's this song the kids are singing?
Уже второй раз за день ее слышу.
It's the second time I have heard it today. We were walking down the main street. Somewhere near, a tractor was grumbling, cleaning snowdrifts. Ravens flew across the ashen sky. A flock of blackbirds circled above us, like scary crosses that ran away from graves.
Про сову?
The owl one?
Это считалочка местная.
It's just a local nursery
Мне
rhyme.
ее в детстве дедушка напевал.
Grandpa used to sing it to me when I was little.
Он интересуется историей края. Много знает про наш фольклор.
He's very knowledgeable about local history and folklore. Talk to the grandpa.
И что там за считалочка такая?
And what does that rhyme sound like?
Слушай,
Listen. She started walking backwards, facing me and smiling.
раз, два, прилети сова.
1, 2, time to play with you.
3, 4, 5, время поиграть.
3, 4, 5, the owl will arrive.
6 да 6, дыбом волчья шерсть.
6 on end, the wolf's gray fur will stand.
7, 8, бьем копытом озимь.
7, 8, stomp your hooves and wait.
Для медведя, для лисы.
For the fox and for the bear.
Зайчик кушать принеси.
Bunny tasty meals prepare. I thought I'd already met a fox this morning. Thankfully, I hadn't met any wolves or bears. As I was looking at this girl by my side, I became strangely brave, so I said something
У
unexpected.
тебя красивый голос.
You have a beautiful voice. Polina adjusted her hair, slightly embarrassed.
Спасибо.
Thanks.
И что же, это конец считалочки?
And is that the end of the rhyme?
Принес им заяц покушать или нет?
Did the bunny prepare those meals?
Поди узнай.
Who knows?
Спросить не у кого. Считалочка очень старая.
Nobody will be able to tell you now. It's really old.
Древняя даже.
I'd even say ancient.
С ней легенда одна связана.
There's a legend related to it, though.
Если тебе интересно.
Want me to tell you?
Конечно.
Of course.
Тут в тайге раньше племена жили разные.
All sorts of tribes had lived in the taiga back in the day.
Дедушка говорит, у них была такая инициация. Короче, такой ритуал, когда мальчику наступала пора становиться мужчиной.
Grandpa told me they had this I think she's trying to say initiation. Well, some sort of rite when a boy was ready to become a man. I listened closely. I mean, I was also really close to that age myself. They would lead him into the woods where he would need to spend 3 days hunting.
По легенде,
There's a legend about a young man who went into the taiga and never returned,
а вернулся, когда
and
его
suddenly
перестали
came
искать.
back when they already stopped looking for him.
Нагрянул в
He
деревню,
was covered in scratches, dirty, cold.
грязный, замерзший.
I imagine sleeping among the pines and bare lairs.
Родные выбежали к нему, а он
His
упал
family
на
rushed to
землю.
help him, but he just fell unconscious.
Привели шамана.
They brought a shaman.
Тот осмотрел молодого
He
охотника,
looked at the young man and his face became grim.
сказал, плохи дела.
He told them that he was in bad shape.
До утра юноша бился в судорогах.
The young man convulsed until morning, repeating that rhyme over and over,
Снова и
over and
снова.
over.
Раз, два, прилети сова. Будто ему в тайге нашептали.
1, 2, time to play with you, as if the taiga had whispered it to him itself.
А к рассвету он.
And when the sun came out, he died.
Только вот шаман
But the
сказал,
shaman said he was already dead when he
что
returned.
он мертвым
He
из
came
леса
out of the
пришел
woods
и
as a
мертвыми
living
губами
corpse and
шептал
whispered that rhyme
считалочку.
with his dead lips. I froze in fear.
Это точно не ужастик.
Are you sure it's not some horror movie? Because that would make an excellent horror movie.
Фольклор бывает пострашнее всякого кино, уж поверь.
Folklore can be way scarier than movies, believe me.
Дедушка говорит, что племя то собралось спешно и ушло на юг.
Grandpa said that this tribe just uprooted in a hurry and left to the south. They must have been brave if they lived here. Polina kicked one of the snow piles with her small boot. Brave, but
Смелыми и
stupid.
глупыми. Неужели надо мертвецу явиться из лесу, чтобы до людей дошло?
Did they need a corpse to appear from the forest for them to understand?
Дошло что?
Understand what?
Что нужно уезжать отсюда.
That they need to get out of here.
Есть целый мир.
There's this big world, and then there's our village.
Мир.
The world? She spread her arms wide.
Поселок.
The village. She showed a distance that was almost invisible with her 2 fingers.
Я часто представляю большие города.
I often imagine big cities.
Могу часами рассматривать глобус.
I can look at the globe for hours.
Или журналы «Вокруг света» из библиотеки.
Or at Around the World magazines from the library.
Какие же там прекрасные названия. Только послушай.
They have such pretty names. Just listen.
Рейкьявик.
Reykjavik.
Тель-Авив.
Tel Aviv.
Это же чистейшая музыка, а не слова.
Music to my ears. She started circling, her eyes shut dreamingly. The forest towered before us, touching the low clouds. The road fell into the semi-dark between the trees.
Я бы могла покорить сцену.
I could have conquered the stage,
Выступать перед тысячами
performing in front
зрителей.
of thousands,
А я сцены ужасно боюсь.
and I have stage fright.
Так ты другим возьмешь. Живописью.
Oh, you'll get famous another way, by drawing.
У нас-то есть будущее. А что ждет того же Семена?
We both have a future, but what about, say, Simon?
Ну, станет он еще толще.
He may just get fatter,
Ну,
and
Будет пирожками торговать.
he'll be selling pierogi.
ага. С собачатиной.
Not saying that. We burst out laughing, exercising worry from our minds with light-hearted fun.
Если ему, конечно, доверят пирожки.
If somebody will even trust him with selling them.
Наверное, ты права.
Oh, you're right.
Я так и думала, что вдвоем в лесу не страшно.
Like I said, the forest is less scarier when you're not alone. I looked around. The snow was sparkling, reflecting the last rays of the setting sun. My pulse fastened from the thought that we were alone.
Да, ты была права.
Yes, you were right. She looks sad. Polina rushed through the fire break.
Не отставай!
Don't fall behind.
Никогда в жизни.
I never fall behind.
Ты знаешь, ты так изъясняешься,
You know the way you speak,
как персонаж из приключенческой книжки.
just like a hero from adventure books. Was she complimenting or mocking me? I didn't want to look for the hidden meaning, not when we're on such a wonderful
Ну
walk.
да, я люблю книги.
I mean, I like books.
Ого, читающий мужчина.
Oh, a well-read man.
Звучит интригующе.
Intriguing. A man? Really? I got embarrassed and my cheeks turned beet red, but I still thanked fate for being able to wander around the forest with Polina like this. The girl suddenly stopped and stared into the darkening thicket without making a sound. As if waiting for something. It felt uneasy, all of a sudden. And then she asked me in a cold voice,
Ты был там?
"Have you been there?
Где? В чаще?
Where? Deep in the woods? Polina burst out laughing again, shattering my anxious thoughts.
Да нет,
No, silly.
в большом мире,
In the big world.
в городах с музыкальными названиями.
In cities with musical names.
А разве Москва музыкальное название?
Does Moscow sound musical to you?
Больше похоже на кваканье лягушки.
To me, it sounds like the croaking of a frog. Polina froze and looked at me in disbelief.
Ты был
You've been
в Москве?
to Moscow?
Ну да,
Yeah,
в детстве.
when I was little. Polina's eyes started sparkling.
И какая она?
What's it like?
Ну, красивая,
Well, it's beautiful.
шумная,
Noisy.
неоновая.
Neon lights everywhere.
Неоновая.
Neon lights. It felt like she was savoring those words.
А на Красной площади был?
Have you been to the Red Square?
Конечно,
Of course.
она такая
It's
выпуклая.
so bumpy.
И в ЦУМе был, и на ВДНХ.
I've been to Seoul and Yonk too. Central University Department Store and Exhibition of Achievements of National Economy.
Мне больше всего метро понравилось.
I love the metro the most.
Там так пахнет.
It smelled like...
Как?
Like what? She ran up to me, grabbed me by the sleeve, and stared in my eyes with clear interest.
Не могу описать.
I can't describe it.
А нарисовать?
And can you draw it?
Что, запах?
What, a smell?
Великие музыканты могут сыграть запах.
Great musicians can play smells.
Не может быть.
You're lying.
Я дам тебе кассеты.
I'll give you the cassettes later. She started twirling in the falling snow again.
Я обязательно побываю в
I'll
Москве.
definitely go to Moscow.
А главное в Вене.
But first to Vienna.
Вена моя мечта.
It's my dream.
Это же столица музыки.
The capital of music.
Моцарт, Бетховен, Штраус.
Mozart, Beethoven, Strauss.
Филармонический оркестр.
Philharmonic Orchestra.
Государственная опера.
National Opera.
Я буду выступать, а ты рисовать.
I'll be performing and you draw. Her enthusiasm spread to me. I wanted to do something right this moment.
А ты куда хочешь попасть?
And where do you want to go? I sighed and confessed.
В Диснейленд.
To Disneyland. I remembered the Finest Hour show again. I can't relate. I've never been, despite having been in Florida and Georgia for quite some time. Someday. Olia preferred Call of the Jungle, but I always spent my Mondays in front of the TV. Colorful tables with numbers on signs and charming Mr. Supanev at the wheel. And the prizes? Chocolate eggs, video equipment, and the most exciting one, a trip to Disneyland for the winner. My parents promised to take me there, to the land of the mouse, and I believed them at first. Well, maybe they also believed it back then. Now they just reply with silence every time I ask about it, and it saddens me to no end. I have just 3 words on my mind in those moments. But you promised. Kids are fragile. Polina had seemingly read my mind.
Добраться туда проще, чем нам кажется.
Getting there is easier than we think.
Каждый лепит свою судьбу, как хочет.
Everybody has the power to mold their fate. She picked up 2 handfuls of snow. And then, as if she forgot about everything, showed me a sly smile.
А давай снеговика лепить.
Want to make a snowman?
Давай.
Sure. When I get back home, I'll make a snowman for Olya too. She'll be so happy. But for now, we were almost done with the first ball, rolling it shoulder to shoulder. Polina was laughing. Locks of her hair fell on her lively face. She was so cute when she blew them away.
Чего у тебя такой маленький шар, Антон?
I'm not saying that about a small child.
Максимум голова снеговичка. Больше надо. Не ленись.
Don't be lazy. His snowball's not big enough. I couldn't remember the last time I had so much fun. Polina swept her now crimson lips.
Ты мечтал когда-нибудь
Do you ever
очутиться
wish to go to
на
another
другой
planet?
планете?
No, I'd die. Something flashed in her eyes when she said that. I couldn't really put my finger on what it was.
И даже в другой вселенной.
To another universe, even. Polina sighed in what felt like relief.
Тогда ты понимаешь меня.
Then you should understand me. Our palms glided across the ball of snow, straightening up any bumps it had. An almost ideal white ball rose up in the middle of the clearing, and then another one popped up. We lifted it from 2 sides and placed it on the one that served as the foundation. Finally, Polina helped the 3rd ball to get on top of the other 2.
Ставить голову на место – мой конек.
Nope.
У тебя морковка случайно не завалялась?
Do you by any chance have a carrot?
Увы.
Alas. There was no fear, no worry at this clearing. I became more daring, ran towards the thicket to crack a couple branches. I pulled at the intertwining windfall, but Polina's voice suddenly awakened me from my delusion.
Антон,
Anton,
там кто-то есть.
someone is standing there. I turned around puzzled. Someone is standing there. Polina was looking at me. No, at something behind my back. She stared at it, her brows furrowed. Not a single trace was left of the cheerful atmosphere we had a moment ago. Polina? She slowly raised her hand and pointed at the darkness that was approaching the trees in the distance.
Впереди кто-то стоит.
Someone's standing there.
Темная сгорбленная фигура. Видишь?
A crooked silhouette, see?
И ручищами сосну гладит.
Rubbing the pine with their huge hands. I turned around, directing my eyes to where she was pointing to. The area around the dry raspberry bushes was empty.
Там никого нет.
There was nothing there.
Оно спряталось.
It hid
За
behind the
деревом.
tree. The collar of my coat felt suffocating. I pulled it on instinctively. I felt a spasm in my stomach. I smiled weakly and asked, hoping for a good answer.
Это что,
Is this a prank? Polina seemingly lost all her words. She just continued staring deep into the endless forest. Bravery check, I thought. So I stepped toward the glossy black trunk. Polina's gaze pushed me in the back. I was trying to muster all my courage, but my inner voice was telling me to stop, to curl into a ball, to play dead even, anything but to go there into the writhing darkness. The twilight was sucking me in, limiting my vision. The clearing was a deep well, its walls prohibiting the sunlight from reaching its bottom. I heard the air ring, or was it ringing in my ears? Or maybe you have tinnitus. 1 step. 2 steps. I bit my lip to stop myself from screaming if anything happened. There was nobody behind the pine. I sighed and turned back to Polina.
Полина, здесь никого.
Oh no. Polina, there's nobody home.
Ну, здорово, Антошка.
No. Was it a ploy all along? Yo, Antoshka. From the darkness behind the pines, just like cavemen from their cave appeared smirking Simon with a bunch of his cronies.
Опачки, какая встреча!
And who do we have here?
Очкарик в жопе шарик на.
Check out this four-eyed freak, hey? You don't even have all your teeth.
Ой,
Polina let out a shriek when the bastards shoved her away from me. They surrounded me like a carnivorous pride, making me step back. Simon's heavy leg blasted through the snowman's belly. The balls we rolled crumbled, became a mushy mess with just a single broken branch poking out. Polina grasped angrily. I also felt the touch of scalding hatred. The smell of sweet and tobacco attacked my nostrils. The inside of my mouth felt salty, as if I'd licked a battery.
Полин, не бойся.
Polina, don't be scared. I shuddered after hearing my own voice. It sounded unnatural, rough and scary.
Полинка-то чё бояться?
Why would she be scared?
Лучше за себя беспокойся.
Worry about yourself. The bully spit through the gap in his teeth and pushed me so hard that I hit my back against a tree.
Ну как?
Well,
Страшно, мудила.
pissed your pants, sucker? I heard Polina's angry voice from behind.
Не трогайте его!
Stay away from him. It would have been better if Polina wasn't around. I wish she wouldn't see me in such a shameful position.
Глядите-ка, пацаны!
Look at this, guys.
Девчонка за него заступается!
A girl is defending him.
Ага, циклона!
Yeah, what a fucking wimp.
Ты, сука приезжая, не на того руку поднял.
That ring is going to leave all the evidence he needs. You fucked with the wrong guy, transfer student. Hit him. Simon was moving toward me, readying his fist. In that moment, the other delinquent in track pants made a loud whistle and the hulking boy lowered his hand. It was unexpected. Seems like Bobberin wasn't the leader of this gang. In reality, they were all listening to the boy who was looking like a small carnivore with very strong and sharp teeth. They decided against hitting me. They probably wanted to humiliate me in front of the girl first. Damn it.
Слышь, Гондон Батькович,
Not saying that.
а это кто? Еще одна подружка.
And who's that? Another of your girlfriends?
Да у тебя тут гарем, на!
He has a fucking harem. Only then I noticed Zulka beside my legs, trembling from the cold, snow plastered all over his fur. Don't hurt the dog. It probably ran all the way from the schoolyard searching for our smell. The delinquent squatted in front of the dog and beckoned it with his hand.
Ой ты, батюшки,
Oh my.
ко мне, сучка блохастая.
No, I'm not reading that. The dog's ears perked up and she started carefully moving closer.
Иди сюда. Иди, дам кое-чего.
Preemptive trigger warning, I don't know what's going to happen. Yeah, come here, I've got something for you. The dog didn't even have a chance to sniff him when this animal abuser caught it by the ear and kicked it right under the tail so hard it flew into the nearest snow pile, squealing. My heart got encrusted in ice. Even the birds that were perched on the tree let out frightened caws. Then I noticed something strange. Polina could hardly keep herself from smiling. Did she really hate dogs so much that what this skinny guy did amused herself? It's okay, Rose. I'll keep you safe. After locking eyes with me, she changed her jubilant smirk to a thoughtful grimace. Why isn't she running away? I thought in horror. At the edge of my vision, I saw something flash in the illusionary twilight of the sleepy forest. Or were they just brushes moving their icy branches in the wind?
Ромка, она ж больше срать не сможет.
I would hit him too.
Давай теперь я. Второй раз ебану минус на минус даст плюс.
Not reading that. But the stray was already nowhere to be seen.
Чего ты, баран? Втолкуй его на очкарику, где его место.
Go and show Four Eyes his place.
Только так, чтобы он понял.
In a way he'll understand.
Ага, за ним косякно.
Yeah, he fucking owes you.
Этот очкарик тебе при всем классе всек.
This wimp whacked you in front of the whole class.
Да без Б.
Sure thing. Hit him with the ring. Simon brought a sizable signet ring with some geometric shape carved up into my face.
Ща,
In a
парашник,
moment,
я тебе
I'll hit
этой
your face
печаткой
so
так
hard it'll
зарежу.
leave a
Клеймо
mark
на
for the
всю
rest of
жизнь
your life.
останется.
Where did all of my inner strength and bravery go to?
Стой!
Stop. A wheezy whisper left my lips, and my head tilted forward, hitting Simon's fist. Red sparks flew from my eyes. They're going to gang up on me and beat me up. Ooh.
Рома! Пусть они прекратят!
I guess that's the leader. Roma, tell them to stop.
Прости, но пацанам надо по-мужски побазарить.
Sorry, but the boys need to sort this out man to man.
А тебе в сторонке постоять.
And you just stand aside and watch.
Бяша, подсоби!
Biasha, give me a hand. Simon gave me a rough push towards the bastard with the slanting eyes, and he tripped me. I fell on a sharp crust of ice, and the bully stepped on my hand, preventing me from getting up. A painful groan escaped my throat.
Слыхали, как заныл?
Did you hear him whimper?
А ты случаем не педик?
I started to lose breath from anger and resentment. The pain was growing. My ear was hot and pulsating pain was shooting through it, like it was cut off and a ball of nettle was sewn in its place.
Че молчишь, Антошка?
Why so silent, Antoshka?
Отвечай, ты педик?
I'm not reading the derogatory messages. I'm just not. At this moment, I felt pure, unbridled rage, the amalgamation of my anger. And for saying amalgamation right the first 2 times without accident, you should subscribe. Like the sprouts egg, it rose up from the depths of my mind, filling all my thoughts.
Твари!
Morons.
Знаете,
Did you know
что мой
that my
отец
dad,
Кто за педик?
is also gay. Simon burst out laughing. This became the last straw. Fear and anger were grappling inside me like mad
Он
dogs.
айкидо занимался. Поняли?
He knows Aikodo. Got it? I hope I pronounced that right.
Он еще воевал.
And he's a vet.
Таких, как вы, с закрытыми глазами убивает.
He'll kill the likes of you with his eyes closed.
Я только слово скажу, он...
One word from me and he'll... Ronka lifted up his arm, stopping my torrent of lies, and made a couple steps forward. Simon slowly backed off, giving me the opportunity to stand up. Pines were swaying back and forth like solemn guardians. Did he believe me? Or was he confused by my face, twisted with rage?
Воевал, говоришь?
A vet, you say?
Мой батя тоже воевал.
My dad also fought in the war.
В Афгане.
In Afghan.
А твой?
And yours?
И мой.
Mine too.
Да, и в каких войсках, интересно?
Oh really? And what force did he serve in? I stumbled. Fear chomped at my rage's throat and made it bleed.
Да он фуфло гонит, Ромка.
That's what you get for stolen valor. He's full of shit, Romka.
Бля, будуна.
Sure as fuck, huh?
Думал, меня так просто развести?
Did you think I'm so easy to trick?
Я тебя, сучонка, насквозь вижу.
I can see through all your lies, little bitch. There was a nasty smile on his face now. This didn't bode well for me. Shouldn't have lied.
Ты сам себе приговор подписал.
I wouldn't say he asked for it.
В школе тебя училка спасла, ну а теперь все.
A teacher saved you at school, but here,
Хана
you're
тебе.
fucked.
Во-во.
That's right.
Давай, Антошка. Молись, чтобы твой труп по весне нашли, бля.
Pray that they find your body come spring.
Сидел бы ниже травы, был бы целочкой.
If only you'd stayed silent, wouldn't have lost a hair.
Жирного стукнул, одно дело.
Hitting Simon is one thing,
Но про Афган пиздеть, где мой батя под пулями. Долг интернациональный. В Даште Марго, блядь.
but fucking around with stuff like Afghan, where my dad spent time under fire on international duty in fucking Dashta Margo?
Сёма, ушатай-ка его.
The North fake instead of North Face. Give him a good pounding, Sayoma. The delinquents closed in on me again, and I ended up in front of Samon. Blood was pumping in my temples.
Ну, Ромочка, ну хватит.
Roma, please stop them.
Ты уже все доказал.
You've proved your point.
Дай нам уйти.
Let us go.
Ты иди, иди.
You can go anytime,
А мы пока мусор приберем.
and we'll take out the trash in the meantime. What bugged me at that moment wasn't even the humiliating attitude from Romka, but rather how sweet Polina had addressed him. The delinquents were pushing the girl towards the pines. Branches were swaying back and forth as if whispering something, giving me hope. I gritted my teeth, fighting the thought that I looked silly, and took a boxing stance I often saw in the movies.
Хера ты, Майк Тайсон.
What are you, fucking Mike Tyson? This was my first ever fight. How old is he? 8? I'll remember it for the rest of my life, if I don't kick the bucket, of course. Well, that's remembering it for the rest of your life. At the edge of my vision, I noticed the darkness writhe again, as if someone was walking back and forth there. I sensed Roma's claws grab the back my backpack.
Манатки, Антошка.
Give me your shit, Antoshka.
Махаться мешает.
It'll get in the way. I was about to refuse, unwilling to cooperate with the bastard, but then he fished a butterfly knife out of his pocket with one smooth motion, spun it as if showing off, and put the blade to my neck.
Слышь, Фрей, расслабься, а то больно будет.
Hey, easy buddy, I can make it painful. I let out a cloud of steam instead of words. Romka pulled with all his might and my backpack ended up in his hands. Polina shrieked. Romka winked at her as if saying, "Don't worry, I've got this." Calm and relaxed. An insidious smile on his face, he looked into my
Ты
backpack.
от нас что-то скрываешь, да?
Are you hiding something from us?
У меня в
Some
школе
rat stole
какая-то
my
крыса
school
сменку
shoes.
подрезала. Ща поглядим, может
Let me
это
see
был...
if it was...
Опачки!
And what's this? Romka gave me a dubious smile. Huh?
Так, а что это у нас здесь?
So what do we have here? My text and notebooks fell in the snow. He was holding my backpack in one hand and something weird in the other. It looked like... a mask? Roma lifted it high as if showing to someone else, to someone in the treetops, in the twilight among the trees. An old bunny mask. Long worn out ears, barely visible, nose and whiskers, mangy fur on the sides. Where did it come from? Who put it there? Simone laughed.
Новый год уже прошел, мудила.
It's way past New Year's,
Или ты
moron.
реально поехавший?
Or are you really a loony?
Это не мое!
It's not mine.
Да как не твое, а?
How
В
come
твоем
it's not?
портфеле лежала она.
It was in your backpack. Ramka was watching this scene unfold with an evil smile on his face.
Дикари! Масок раньше не видели!
Savages, is this the first time you've seen a mask?
Таких конченых не видели.
As shitty as this? Yes.
А знаешь что?
You know what?
Надевай.
Put it on.
Зачем?
Why?
Надевай, говорю.
Because I'm telling you to.
Попрыгаешь перед нами, зайчик.
You'll hop like a bunny for us.
Давай, давай!
Yeah, come on.
Или без штанов домой пойдет на.
Or we'll leave you pantsless. Not when Polina is here.
Не надену.
I won't.
Сёма, надень-ка на него.
Sioma, put it on him.
Хе.
Bayasha rushed to his friend's side and took the worn mask from him with a buffoonish bow. Then he passed it to Semyon, who was already rubbing his hands in anticipation. I looked around the pine woods, as if waiting for help, as if the shadows that writhed around us would take pity on me and take my side. Branches looked like arms, twisted in unusual angles. Blackened bark was their charred skin, and the darkness was the smoke they produced. I can't run, won't get away, they'll catch me. And then? No, I won't run. I won't abandon Polina.
Только учти, Сёма,
Let me warn you, Sioma.
если он скакать не станет,
If he
ты
won't
сам
hop,
за него
you'll take his
поскачешь.
place. Got it?
Этот чмошник и не станет?
This piece of shit won't?
Да погляди на него, он же дурик конченый.
Just look at him. He's a total loony.
Этот дурик тебе уже раз в жбан зарядил.
This loony had already smacked you in the face.
Ромка прав.
Ромka's right.
Давай, Давай, толстый, восстанавливай авторитетно.
Come on, Fatso, assert your fucking dominance.
Или сам у нас запрыгаешь так, что тетяндра отцепится.
Or we'll make you hop so hard your pig tits will fall off. He must indeed be scared of Romka. He was a transfer student not so long himself. Hello? Come on. Simon swore silently and glared first at me, then at Polina.
Вот,
Here,
это чтобы
it'll
маска
fit better this
хорошо
way.
налезла.
He hurled a huge ball of spit on the inside of the plastic bunny face and put it close to mine. His spit looked like a squash spider. Romka's face twisted. He spasmed like a beast, like he wanted to tell Semyon something, but then he suddenly stopped. Polina covered her face with her hands in terror. Semyon was still close by with a disgusting smirk on his face and a terrible smell coming from his mouth.
Надевай, быра,
Put it on fast,
а ты урою.
or you're dead. The mask almost looked even more disgusting now, yet despite everything, it felt like it was a chance for salvation. It could become my second skin. If only I was to put it on. If only my face was to touch its bumpy surface, I'm sure the fur will glitter, its ears will tremble like they're alive. I just need to put it on and Semyon and his friends will be gone. Forever. That's a rather permanent thought. Time for a bathroom break.
Вот оно. Мое спасение.
Пацаны, что это с ним?
Он превращается! Он превращается!
Твою мать!
Превращается!
Конченого мудака! Эх.
Ну и дебил же ты, Тошик. Ну,
Вот это был номер! Думал, он на четвереньки встанет и сгрызет нас всех! Как морковку!
Не, ну вы видели, видели?
это считается, что он попрыгал.
Это даже лучше.
Ну и дурик. Да тебе в психбольнице место.
В психбольнице для животных, на!
Верни ему! Верни, гад! Отдай очки. Я домой не дойду.
Чё ж. Знаешь, какой у зайцев нюх? По запаху доберешься, не ссы. Прыг-скок, прыг-скок. Кролики очки не носят.
А теперь вали отсюда, Даун.
Полина!
Ты не переживай, ушастый. Мы Полину сами проводим. В обиду не дадим. А то тут психов по лесу шляется, мама, не горюй. Да, Полин?
Ой,
Прыг-скок, прыг-скок.
Так, я не поняла. Антон, а где очки? Потерял?
Да, ну, мам,
И как можно быть таким рассеянным? Ты думаешь, я деньги печатаю?
А я лису увидела!
То сова, то лиса. Когда ж тебе надоест?
Правда, правда! Такая пушистая! Она у забора стояла на задних лапах, совсем как человек. Она меня позвала, а тут мама вышла, и лиса убежала.
Не было там никакой лисы. Не выдумывай.
не подходи к ней.
Ты чего, Тоша?
Не подходи, слышишь? Ну, лиса ведь укусить может.
Это ж была не настоящая лиса. Расскажи ему, Оль.
Она на двух ногах ходила, а еще была в платье одета. Только она была взаправду.
Видишь?
Еще раз увидишь ее, беги.
Антон! Ты что, оглох?
Я задумался.
Тебя спрашиваю, ты сестру не видел? Опять она где-то прячется. Оля, я тебя вижу. Вылезай, ты же в пыли вся. Пойдем, Оль. Я тебе сказку почитаю. Посижу с тобой, пока не уснешь.
Я с вами спать хочу, не в той комнате. Там...
Что, опять сова?
А кто ж еще? Оль, она не придет больше. Я ее прогнал.
Не прогнал. Она придет. Она сказала, что будет каждую ночь приходить.
О, так она у тебя говорящая?
Можно я с вами посплю? Можно? В самый последний раз.
Ты же говорила, что последний раз был вчера.
Ольга, ты уже большая девочка.
А пусть у меня ложится.
Нет, у тебя не хочу. Она и на тебя смотрит.
Хватит! Нет никакой совы. Ты сегодня спишь у себя, ясно?
Ну, пожалуйста, мам! Пожалуйста!
Пойдем, милые. Не мешай брату.
Пожалуйста, пожалуйста, пожалуйста! Не хочу к ней! Не надо! Не надо к ней! Она опять смотреть будет! Мамочка, пожалуйста! Ну, папочка, ну скажи ей, ну, пожалуйста, ну не надо! Мне страшно! Мама, папа, ну последний раз, ну последний, обещаю, честно-честно! Не хочу туда! Пожалуйста, мама! Новенький. Новенький.
Чего тебе, Кать?
Скажи, пожалуйста, а чего это тебя к нам перевели, а?
Это все из-за моих родителей. У папы тут новая работа, а мама...
Да, конечно, конечно. Он нас тут совсем за дурачков держит. Я вот слыхала, что это все из-за его отца. Он недавно кому-то крутому дорогу перешел, и теперь они всей своей семейкой в нашем захолустье скрываются.
Неправда! Ты все врешь!
А слышали? Слышали, как ему Бабурин всыпал? А этот лишь ручки опустил, да глазенки потупил.
Прекрати! Ты знаешь, он не один был!
И будто этого мало. Ходят слухи, что этот чудик повсюду таскает с собой заячью маску. Ой, девочки, ну кто же в своем уме будет такое делать? Ясно, понятно. Со странностями наш Антошка. Может, слабоумный, а может и маньяк. Если в его портфеле хорошо покопаться, там и топор отыскать можно. А может, что и похуже. Да-да-да.
Замолчи! Заткнись!
Вон как раскричался-то, будто ужали. А зрачки-то, зрачки какие широкие. Опять чего доброго с катушек слетит и руки распускать начнет. Не зря же его мать с таблетками пичкает. Да-да. Он такой же ненормальный, как и его сестрица. Представляете, к этой сумасшедшей дурочке каждую ночь прилетает сова ростом с человека. Да-да. Только что-то ее никто из здоровых людей не видел. А этот наивный простак ей верит. Нет, ну вы представляете.
Как же так, Антон? Неужели действительно тебе не здоровится?
Полина, послушай меня!
Как же? Не слушай этого болтуна, Полиночка. Свистит он, что в Москве бывал, как пить дать. Это ничтожество даже постоять за себя не может. А при случае и за тебя не заступится. Бросит, думая, как бы только самому по шее не схлопотать. Слабак. Убери от нее свои лапы, чудовище! То, что твой отец бьет мать, еще не дает тебе права поднимать руку на девушку! Ага! Слетел-таки! Слетел! Спасите! Помогите! Петров с катушек слетел! Вот ты и показал свое животное нутро! Трус! Антон! Почему? Нет! За что? Он! Животное! Чужак! Антон! Антон! Пожалуйста! Вставай! Антон! Пожалуйста! Вставай! Вставай! Сова! Сова! Пожалуйста! Я боюсь!
Оля, я сейчас. Хочешь, я тебе Мурзилку почитаю? Подожди.
Антон! Пожалуйста! Пожалуйста! Посмотри!
Оль, что там? Что-то случилось? Ты хочешь, чтобы я открыл шторы?
Нет, не надо! Там же сова! С кем ты разговаривал, братик?
Я разговаривал с тобой, с тем, кто притворился тобой.
Она пришла за нами! Уходи! Убирайся! Пошла прочь! Скажи ей, Антон! Скажи, что я больше не буду себя плохо вести! Никогда! Только пусть она уйдет! Пожалуйста! Не буду, не буду, не буду, не буду!
Вы почему не спите? Совсем сдурели? Жарко, что ли? Не болели давно?
Там сова была! Тоша ее прогнал!
А ну-ка марш спать к себе в комнату! А с тобой... Завтра поговорим.